All right, we are live. We are live. What's going on, everybody? All right, let's see what we got here so far. Cool, cool. All right, guys. So, welcome to the live stream. I'm really excited for this one. We are going to be talking about literally anything and everything. As you guys can see, I got a good friend of mine. This here is Scott Ramps. He is one of our moderators on our Facebook group. Good friend of mine, been watching my channel since day one, and he also works for a cruise line as well. Scott, you want to tell him about yourself? We can go
All
ahead and go
right.
from there.
Um, my name's Scott, as Justin's already said, and most
Hi,
of you
Scott.
already know. Dick. So at any rate, yeah, I do work for a cruise line. I'm what's known as a mix engineer, meaning I'm the guy who's in the background giving you the sound for the shows so that you can hear everybody on stage. I got a little soundboard I get to mix with. I've been doing that for years. I'm 42 years old. I'm Canadian, eh? And I've been watching Justin since like day one, pretty much. It's got to be close to that. You should check out his old videos, though. By the way.
Yeah, we really should, man. At one point, I had thought about doing like a re-upload at some point, but like I said, I was telling you earlier, I might like do like a stream and I talk about maybe something I messed up on or just something to clarify that was confusing for a lot of people. Like when I did like the review, I showed everybody the crew bar and whatnot in the other rooms. I showed them a petty officer cabin, an officer cabin, and so people were so confused. Yeah, somebody said you look young for 42. I didn't. Yeah, you do. I hope I look like that when I'm 42.
Well, it's good genes.
Yeah, guys, so we're gonna wait for a couple more people to come into here, then we're gonna go ahead and get started. So this is gonna be kind of random when it comes to some things because I do want to talk about we can't avoid the craziness that's going on, at least here in the United States right now with the whole stock market situation. But when it comes to stocks, eventually we're gonna circle up to like cruise line stocks. I know a lot of people ask about it a lot, maybe some potential investments and whatnot. But just to be clear, when it comes to us talking about the stocks and potentially money and all that, because we're not going to get into like more so the number side, we're going to talk more so what's going on. Just understand this little disclaimer just for YouTube and all that. We are not financial advisors. We will probably never be financial advisors. So any advice that I give or anything like that, all of this is pure speculation for our personal entertainment. That's it. I'm probably gonna have to say it again, but this is all just pure entertainment. Do not listen to us. All right. So just take everything with a grain of salt. Let's see. Questions on buying more GME stock at the opening bell tomorrow. That's if you can get in. Man, I tried to go ahead and place a order for tomorrow, and it shut me down. They said I forgot it was something, dude. It was something crazy. It said due to the high demand. Dude, it was just like a bunch of crazy wording, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we can't buy the stock.
Yeah.
So hey, look, so maybe we'll get lucky, and they'll the Reddit guys will bring the hype over to a cruise line stock. Imagine that.
I don't. Yeah.
Imagine that.
I don't think I would get in if I didn't have any money in GameStop now. I don't think I would get in because the stock's a little high right now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And I just want to give a shout out to Nibbles. Nibbles, Timmy's is God.
Oh, Nibbles is a man. Nibbles is a man. Yeah, so let's see how many we got in here so far. If you guys coming in, if you can hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. It lets YouTube know that we're doing a live stream and it'll potentially promote it to more people. But no, I get what you're saying. We'll get a little bit more into the cruise line stocks a little bit later on, and I know a lot of people want to know like what options they have as far as like cruise line stocks and maybe which ones will offer the best benefit, and because there's a lot of different things you get with different cruise lines. I don't know all the benefits you get with them, but thankfully with cruise lines they have a couple perks. Like if you own a certain amount of shares, you get onboard credit, and it's insane. It really is cool.
Yeah, and we'll talk about cruise stories and stuff too, because I know a lot of you were asking for that.
Yep, yeah. We will definitely get into all of that. We got all the crazy cruise ship stories. So, guys, like I said, both Scott and I, we have both worked on cruise ships. So, whatever crazy story you might hear, we could definitely back it up. The ship life is a crazy, crazy taboo world that if you haven't worked
party,
yeah, you would not even believe it. You wouldn't. So like I said, guys, if you're just getting in, please hit that like button. We greatly appreciate it.
Smash it.
Yeah, it's screwing up my 401k. Don't blame the Reddit people. Blame the hedge funds. They're the ones gambling with the money.
Nibbles, I live around London, Ontario, to answer your question, so you're not that far from me.
What was that? Yeah, no, it was just wishful thinking. Said I doubt. Let's see, pull it up here. I doubt Reddit or wow, WSB will get into cruise line stocks because they're not heavily shorted. Yeah, that's true. Which
I
I'm
don't think they will either.
no, no. I mean, at one point I could have saw it, but no, I don't think it's not going to get to a point unless something drastic happens.
Yeah.
Where let's say theoretically, which I hope never happens, and I don't think ever will. If let's say a Royal Caribbean and a Carnival, or maybe like let's say multiple cruise lines were to announce, oh, we are having a liquidity crisis, or we got to get rid of all our assets, or we're risking we might be in line of bankruptcy, or there's a chance of it happening. That's when I could see a short happening,
Yeah.
a big short. But thankfully, I don't think we'll have to deal with that. The cruise lines are well capitalized so far, most of them, at least the big
Yeah.
guys. So we should be good on that. Should be.
I think Carnival still has like 3 billion
Yeah,
that they can
yeah,
roll through if it's needed.
yeah, they do. I think they're going to be okay. But one
Yeah.
thing I do think about the cruise lines, unfortunately, they're going to continue to trim the fat, meaning they're going to definitely bring down their fleet. I can see that
Yeah.
happening. It's not going to stop. They're
The
going to
smaller
continue to
ships
announce.
are going to be gone.
Oh yeah, they're definitely
Oh,
going to be gone, and I think it get to a point to where it is the majority new ships that are in there. You
yeah.
know, I do believe, of course, right now between the ships that are coming in this year, I forgot how many ships were supposed to be in this year. It was a lot.
Yeah.
I think it was like 30 something ships that were set to be debuted between amongst the cruise lines, distributed between the cruise lines here in 2021.
That sounds about
And
right.
yeah, I think it was like 30 something, but still, that doesn't sound like a big number, but that is a lot. Cruise ships are expensive. So I
Yeah.
think between the cruise lines that are coming in and the ships that are already making debuts, I think that the cruise lines are definitely going to just keep trimming the fat and keep getting rid of potentially somebody's favorite ship.
Oh yeah, for sure. So
Hmm.
just a second. I just wanted to give a shout out to Amber because I see she's here now.
Yeah. Oh, I
So
appreciate that, Amber. She said, if anybody gets stuff at the store, please share. I want to see what people get. Yeah, if you guys do get something for Assault in the Room, please. Yeah, that would be great. Cool advertisement too. Let's see. Somebody asked, would you, what's that? Oh, Rob, would you short or with the short of the cruise line stocks already have started happening with if hedge funds were involved? Yeah, especially especially after this. I think the hedge funds know better than to overly short something now with everything going on. I don't think we're going to see what we're seeing again, regardless if there's regulation or not. Was that I bought 100 shares of NCO last spring at $8 a share, hoping Carnival will dip a bit so I can jump on that. I mean, that's not bad. That's not a bad idea. Like I said, we are going to venture back into the actual like the cruise stocks, and we'll go a little bit into more detail. I'll look at the stocks here on my computer and whatnot. But let's talk about what's going on right now in the stock world. Because I don't think, Scott, honestly, I really don't. We were talking about it earlier. I don't think people, especially here in the US, they don't, or just even like North America, they don't realize what's happening right now. They don't understand. I don't think people really know that if this wasn't handled the proper way, which it still wasn't, we could have
yeah.
potentially faced an economic meltdown, all due to the greed of a hedge fund potentially. It's crazy.
Well, the greed and the corruption.
Mm,
You know.
yeah. Now, one thing I think very, very few people can argue, and if anybody in here disagrees, please let me know. But I think what happened, and what if for people that do know what happened, it literally just shined light on the fact that the game is rigged in broad daylight in front of everyone, is what it seems like.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, like to stop trading, like
Yeah,
you can't buy anymore because the
yeah,
stock's going up too high because the
yeah.
billionaire class are losing their shirt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, right there, it's exposed,
Yeah,
flat
yeah.
out.
No, you're right. You're right. I just think that this has a lot. I think this goes a lot deeper than just the stock market. It just shows that there's a different set of rules between the rich and the poor. Unfortunately, the 1%. And I
Yeah.
think it's sad. I really do.
Pia Broderick brought up a question. Why didn't this happen when Trump was POTUS? What do you mean by that? The whole thing with the stock market actually happening, or what exactly do you mean by that? Because,
I mean, I mean, maybe it was just weird timing,
yeah,
or yeah, I mean, I think maybe he could potentially be saying that. I mean, I guess anything's possible these days. In 2020, 2021, you never know. He could potentially be saying that like maybe this could have been like some setup with somebody that maybe planned all this to start this hype fest that we're dealing with, and it wasn't just some random Reddit guy.
I think the reason why it happened is because people are being squeezed so much; they're not making a paycheck.
Mm.
You know, they're searching for an avenue to make some money, and the stock
Yeah.
market just happened to be the one who was going to take a fall.
Exactly. And by the way, guys, we're not getting into politics, so I don't mean to say, oh, well, this would have happened if Trump was here and blah blah blah. We're not going to get into politics. I'm just saying
No,
on the side of maybe somebody saying that this was planned potentially.
yeah,
I don't think so. I
I don't
think
think it
that
was either.
honestly, I think this is a situation of the hedge funds and the 1%, the rich, getting beat at their own game. That's all it is.
Yep, 100%, 100%, and I think it looks good on them.
I think so
As far
too.
as I'm concerned, like these people from Reddit that are making these huge, massive sums of money, they're not even keeping it all. I mean, a lot
Yeah.
of these guys, they're donating their money, they're buying stuff for children's hospitals and stuff.
Hmm.
So if anything, I
Like
applaud them for it because they're
from
giving
what I can see, it looks. I'm telling you, it feels to me like we are earning our own stimulus check and doing what should have been done with it.
well, yeah, exactly. You
It's,
know,
that's what it seems like to me.
yeah. One of the
But
other things is like Reddit just became the world's biggest hedge fund essentially from
yeah,
doing all this, which is
yeah.
crazy.
Except that the hedge fund is doing what needs to be done.
Yeah,
So yeah, yeah, yeah. Is it Pia Bro? Was it Broderick? Said I'm not happy about it because it's screwing up my 401k. Like I said, this isn't Reddit. This isn't the Reddit people. They're just playing the game that's being played. That's exactly what's happening. And people don't want to accept that because the mainstream media and everybody is trying to twist the narrative that they're hackers or some creative. No, that's not what it is. Everybody knows that Wall Street has been playing this game. You can look at the Big Short. You can look at Wall Street, Wolf of Wall Street. They all this stuff that happened is true. But the thing is, back in the day, the average Joe couldn't invest in the stock market. They couldn't do it. And I don't think people realize that. You had to have a decent amount of money to even buy a share. Fractional shares and all that stuff. Fractional shares, by the way, for people that don't know, if let's say Tesla is at $1,000 and you only got $5, you can buy $5 worth of Tesla share, a piece of it. You can do that now. But we live in a world now, the digital revolution, where you have apps like Robinhood, may they rest in peace. Uh,
yeah, they're done.
but you got Webull. There's so many online like brokerages, these little like pop-up brokerages that are showing up now. So now the average Joe, the regular person, can invest, and it's only fair. But now that they have invested, people are piling into it, and we now have the ability to move the needle a little bit. And I think
Yeah,
right now the hedge funds and the 1% are like, oh no, that's not cool. You can't do that. And now, like I said, they are literally butthurt that they are getting beat at the game that they've been playing literally for decades, since like the beginning of the stock market.
yeah,
And people are saying, oh no, they're doing this to my 401k, they're doing this to my insurance policy, they're doing this to my pension. And the truth is, the regular people are just doing the same game that they've been doing, and they're just mad about it. It's honestly, in my opinion, again, like I said, I don't know all the full details. Nobody really does right now until there's an investigation. But the truth is, when it comes to that particular situation, it's their fault. You got one, what is it, Melvin, whatever, Melvin Firm, whatever they're called.
Melvin
They're the
Capital.
ones, Melvin Capital. They're the ones that decided to play risk with people's money, with their 401k, with their insurance policy, and now just because they lost, they're trying to cry wolf and call foul in the middle of the game. That's not okay. So, by
Yep.
the way, what's going on, everybody? For everybody that's just joining, we're talking about stocks and all that other good stuff. We're not going into numbers. We're just talking about all the craziness going on because
Yeah.
I don't think people realize the implications that this is going to have overall on potentially the entire country or just America, just in general. So I feel like it's something that definitely needs to be talked about just to bring some clarity, because I know a lot of people watch, mainstream media, and they're trying to twist it to make it seem like the average Joe that has played the game that Wall Street has played is in the wrong somehow, which are not. So,
Yeah.
but if
By the
anybody's
way, to anybody who's thinking about getting in on it, all I want to say is don't bet your life savings on it.
Mhm.
Only put in what you can afford, and you're not going to cry over losing.
Agreed,
So,
agreed.
'cause people can go broke or commit suicide. You know, the worst things that happen over stuff like this. So be very cautious.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And, I just think that this isn't over, right? I don't think
No.
this is over. A lot of people are waiting for tomorrow because personally, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm in there. I
Come
have
on.
shares. I have shares. You have shares, and we're all trying to see what's gonna happen, right? We don't know if the government's gonna step in or whatever. I'm just trying to figure out what's gonna happen to my money.
Yeah.
And it's not dang, that sounds so greedy. I didn't mean it like that. I just mean in the sense that like, yeah, I mean, I took a risk. I won. I should be able to do what I want with my money. Oh, there it is. Okay, here's what I want to clear up. He said it's like gambling. Now, so here's the thing that people get confused. A common misconception about the stock market that a lot of people don't really know. Buying a stock itself isn't gambling, right? The thing about the stock market, all it really is you investing in the potential future of a company that is going to do good with a little bit of emotion tied into it. That's exactly what it is, right? And but the thing is with these publicly traded companies, they give you all the data that you would ever need to make an educated guess, or at least some type of you being able to predict what you think the stock is going to do, let's say a couple months from now, 5 months from now, a year from now, 10 years from now. Based off of that, that wouldn't be gambling. If you look at the numbers and you like the stock, you like where the company is going. I like Tesla. I believe that Tesla and electric vehicles are the future. And if I believe that truly in my heart that let's say 10, 15 years from now, electric vehicles and Tesla are going to be the world's leader as far as transportation as a replacement for ICE vehicles, cars, gas powered cars, then I'm going to invest in that company. That's not a gamble. What is a gamble is options trading. And I don't really want to try to describe it here. For a lot of people, it's going to be extremely confusing. But that's when you get the gambling side of it, where you're betting a stock is going to go up or down by a certain date. That at that point is gambling. What was
Yeah.
this? Let's see. At 4 p.m., you can look at the stock market futures. I usually use Yahoo. Yeah, there's plenty of places you can look. You can Google it. You can do whatever. You can use your brokerages. So, but yeah, so you get the idea. A lot of people have that misconception. I've been trying to tell people about stocks and what's happening right now, stocks and cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and all this stuff, trying to explain it to everybody because honestly, yeah, I get there's risk involved, but I also believe that a lot of people are missing out in an opportunity to potentially learn how to make money that in a way that they would have never thought possible.
Well,
You know,
we talked about this earlier
mhm.
off stream. They don't teach financial advice or anything in school.
Yeah. Well, you know
You
what?
know,
See,
and I think they should.
I have a way that I feel about that. Honestly, I don't think it's an accident. Call it a conspiracy theory, call it what you want. But I do believe, and there's actually proof of this, that the rich and wealthy and the 1% did institute these curriculums that we're dealing with now in order to keep people dumb and keep people poor. And the truth is, if you don't come from any kind of financial wealth, you don't know anybody that's financially literate, where are you going to learn it from? And then on top of that, they planted in our heads that the internet is the lie and blah, blah, blah. So a lot of people grow up not really Googling anything unless it's something simple or not going on YouTube because they don't think that there are millionaires here that really mean well for people and that are offering programs as, let's say, an alternative to traditional schooling that can give you more value than that schooling did. People don't want
Yeah.
to believe that.
Yeah.
So I mean, it sucks because I do think that the playing field needs to be leveled. It was
Oh, for sure.
I forgot who said it, but there was a YouTuber, I forgot his name. It's another one of these millionaires, and he was explaining it was Lewis something, but he was explaining that the difference between like why they say the poor or can be bitter and they feel a kind of way about what's going on, saying that people would be okay about their place in life. He believed that people would be okay about their place in life if the playing field was level.
Yeah.
If everybody had a fair opportunity to get ahead, people would be okay with where they are, or at least somewhat content with where they are. If you're poor, it's just because you legitimately didn't work to get where you were, and not just the system kind of messing you up between taxes and all the labor laws and everything else that are involved, and all the things that you can and can't do, but the 1% can.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, yep. So let me see. Let's get over here. I'm in Robinhood because I was in a hurry to buy Carnival. There's nothing. So the thing is, right now, Robinhood is not bad, to be honest with you. As far as, I mean, what they've done is questionable, deserves investigation.
I'll go
But
further. It's criminal.
yeah, criminal. Somebody probably should be locked up if they, after the investigation, they determine, which is pretty obvious, that somebody there's some foul play here. But not getting into that. Allegedly, right? For legal purposes. But Robinhood, the platform, is good for people because it kind of gamified investing, but I don't mean that in the sense of a bad thing. It gave the regular people an opportunity to learn what it means to buy a stock, sell a stock, and potentially get into other things like margin and options trading and whatnot. Now, given people can lose a lot of money, they can lose it all, right? But to me, that's no difference than me going to the casino for the first time with all of my lunch money and betting it all on the slots and losing it. Should somebody regulate that? No. Is anybody going to help me if I'm crying because I lost all of my money? No. It's the same with the stocks. You pass or fail on your own. The only difference between the casino, you're gambling. There is
Yeah.
no way you can determine how you're going to win with most of those games. Actually, they're all rigged if you guys don't know. And it's even worse on cruise ships. We're not going to get into that. But the stock market, you're getting all the numbers. And if you truly believe in a company and where they're headed, for example, let's look at Apple. If Apple had never done what's called a stock split, Apple is technically worth almost $40,000 for one share. However, because they've done what's called a stock split to make it more appeasing to the average Joe, it's sitting at, I forgot what it is, like 100, what is it, 140, 160, something around that range.
Yeah, I'm not
Last time
sure
I
where
saw it.
Apple's at right now.
Yeah, so, let's see. We got another one. After these markets are misleading on what's that? Oh, after these market prices are misleading on tweet makes it swing 30 points and you can get terrible price and be the victim of a pump and dump. Yeah, no, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. That can happen. It could happen for sure. But that's the kind of price you pay. Like if you decide to see a stock go up and you decide to get on the roller coaster and you probably got on the roller coaster too late and you miss the part where you go down the roller coaster and you're just sitting up there at the top of the roller coaster,
Yeah.
you're out of luck. It's on you. Holding the bag is what they call it.
The best advice I ever got from somebody who was in the markets was you want to get in towards the end of the beginning and get out towards the beginning of the end.
Exactly. Who said that earlier? Oh, so the original Wolf of Wall Street, Wall Street. He was saying it when he did his recent interview as well. It's true. Like there's some you can't. There's something. There's a saying that you can't time the market. There's a bunch of sayings when it comes to the stock market, but everybody has to come up with their own formula, right?
Mhm.
There's another one where you would say, for example, if there's a lot of hype around a stock, they would say you sell the hype or you buy the hype, sell the news,
Yeah.
right? If they say, for example, Tesla is going to be giving everyone a free car and you don't have to make any payments on it and it's all yours scot free, that would be a lot of hype. And then if it actually came into fruition, it would either tank the stock because people had already priced it in, expected it, or it would skyrocket the stock. You just never know. So you trying to time where the market's going to go is impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Be a bear, don't be a pig because pigs
Yeah.
get slaughtered.
Exactly. Exactly. Let me see. Give me something. I'm just trying to scroll through here. I'm missing. Let's see. Can you invest if you're in France or Ireland, Hong Kong, for example? Are there any local laws that would have to look out for? Now, don't quote me on this. I know there's different tax laws and whatnot depending on where you're from. But yes, of course, if you're from a different country, you can invest in the U.S. market. It's the equivalent to somebody trading in forex, which is the foreign exchange, like international currency. Yeah, you can do it. You just got to find out what brokerage is actually available for you because I don't think Robinhood. I believe Robinhood, Webull, those brokerages are exclusively U.S. So let's see, we got another one here. Is buying crypto or let's see, oh sorry, is buying crypto or day trading hard while working on a ship?
I've never done it.
I've never done it, but I would assume it's probably the most difficult thing you'll ever do, and you'll probably end up losing a lot of money because of the lack of Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So yeah. Somebody asked, are we live? Yeah, we're live right now. We're live. We're live.
Yeah.
Let's see. They said Nibbles asked, Scott, do you use the Wealth Simple app?
No.
What brokerage or was that? I'm guessing that's a brokerage.
Yeah. I just my grandfather was a stockbroker, so I go through his guy. So it's like a personal thing, and he does all my work for me. He runs my business too. By the way, for those that don't know, I run a recording studio as well. That's what I do out of the ship.
He's a rich man, guys. Don't let him fool you.
Well, I'm not rich, but you got to diversify.
All right,
For
let's
you
see.
crew members that aren't making any money, you got to diversify.
You have to. I could talk about that all day. Like between people think I just sit here all day. Apparently, I live at this seat and just do YouTube videos all day. But no, no, I do whatever I can. I do shows. I do car detailing. I do Uber, which is something that again I tell people all the time. People underestimate hustles, side hustles like Uber and Lyft, for example. It's not the sexiest thing, but I have different sources of income. And I believe 1 year between going out of the country like every other month and my cruise ship contract and everything else, I made like 65 grand doing Uber here in Florida in 1 year. $65,000.
That's awesome.
And then when it came through, when tax season came along, when everybody's worried about the most, oh, what about your maintenance? What about this? What about that? Those are write-offs. People don't think about that stuff. This is why the rich stay rich. I write off my cell phone. I write off my car maintenance. I write off the candy that I put in the back seat for my passengers. You can write off all these things, and people don't think about it.
Yeah, and
Let's
they
see.
have things. I don't know if you guys have this in the States, but in Canada, they have what's called a tax-free savings account, where you can put up to a certain amount of money that the government legislates you're allowed to do, and you can put.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
And it's
Hold
not
on.
taxed.
Hold on. You're asking if we have that here in the United States?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have that or not.
No, we don't. By the way, I do have to give a shout out to Mary Lou. Thank you so much for the super chat, guys. We always appreciate the support here on the channel. It goes a very, very long way. You have no idea. I'm poor, so I have to do what I can to keep the channel running. So I appreciate it, guys. Let's see. Regarding the stock situation, said Dave Portnoy encouraged it. No, Dave Portnoy is bringing out the truth. He is telling the truth. He knows what's up. He's not an idiot. That's all that is. I loved what his interview. I love what he had to say on social media. I love his interviews. He told it like it is. People are trying to vilify the regular guy because we were able to come up for once and create our own stimulus check, our own stimmy. So because we weren't getting helped out.
They were
So,
just doing the same thing the billionaire class was doing. They just reversed it.
Exactly. All right, Mary Lou, what you got for me? She said the reason why they don't teach you finances in high school and college is because most teachers know nothing about finances and they are too focused on the political agenda. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we guys, I'm not gonna go too deep down the rabbit hole.
I'm not touching that because I will go off on an hour.
Look, this is 100% true that people don't understand. All of this. The game is rigged. If you've never heard of George Garland, everybody should look him up. The thing is, I say this all the time, and I tell this to my friends. The only people in this world that are allowed to tell the truth are comedians. They're allowed to tell the truth. Look up George Garland. He talks about this stuff literally all the time. It's called The Big Club, and you ain't in it.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the American dream? They call it the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it. The game is rigged. And people are just now finding that out. This goes beyond the stock market. Look at the schools. People have been raised to be dumb and to be like, obedient workers. It's crazy. It really is. Let's see. What was it? Edgar, you can set up conditional trades. So either buy or sell when a certain amount is reached. Doesn't matter if you're on a cruise ship or an astronaut in space. Yeah, you can get everything set up prior, but as far as day trading, no. I would be very surprised if somebody was able to day trade on a ship if they weren't like, let's say maybe in a port of call or something like that. I'd be very, very surprised. That sounds like the most stressful thing in the world. It really. Am I wrong?
No.
Man, that sounds stressful.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up with this stream here. Some people said they're having delays.
I was trying to read and pay attention to you at the same time.
Yeah, some people said they're having delays. By the way, guys, while we're here, I appreciate you guys for joining the live stream. Thank you so much. I know this is random, but I do believe that everything that's going on right now does need to be talked about because there's a lot of misconception. And this isn't just about the stock market. There's so many other things that could impact, especially things like the cruise line. There are a lot of things that are going to be changing, and I don't think a lot of people have really caught on to the concept. Also, I do believe in trying to help people. I'm not the most financially educated person, but I do believe in the idea of each one teach one. Everybody knows something that you don't. So if you could pass down even the most basic of knowledge to get people to maybe start doing something like investing, then we'd have a better world overall because it levels the playing field. So, yep, that's why. Let's see. We got
and smash that like button so I don't have to club a baby.
Exactly, guys. Please smash that like button if you're just joining in, or if you haven't already. I greatly appreciate it. We're trying to get to, what did we get, 200 last time? Something like that.
Yeah.
So
What
look, guys, let me refresh. Yeah, actually, we got over 200 likes last time. So let's go ahead and let's reach for more than that. Another saying: Bulls win, bears win, but pigs lose. Yep.
Because they get
This
slaughtered.
this is the era of greed. Don't join it. Don't join it. Let's see. What do you think of Forex, gold? Are you familiar? Is there any you feel are more profitable? Well, so here's the thing,
I'm
right?
looking at
Gold.
silver.
Yeah. All right. But how do you feel about Forex and gold?
I haven't. Gold's one of those things that goes up and down so much.
Mhm.
And I try
Yeah.
to stay away from it because it's always so expensive.
Yeah.
It is good to have though, because if the economy tanks, you want to have something that's worth something, right?
Yeah,
So
I don't think people understand the concept of gold. Gold is what you would consider God's money for a lot of people, right? That's just like a saying they say, because gold has stood the test of time and it was used as currency for thousands of years. But back
yeah,
in the day, basically, just to give everybody a nutshell, just as far as how we got to where we are now with ridiculously high prices for college tuition and everything else, inflation. Uh, Original source of money was bartering. That's everybody used the bartering system. If I wanted to, just theoretically, if I wanted a house, somebody would say, I will give you 50 pigs for the house. Right? And that's how it was. Is that Tim Hortons?
yeah,
Oh my
yeah. I
God.
see people commenting, so I thought I would ban a white.
Man, I would kill for some honey dipped Timbits right now.
You know, you're lucky because I was going to buy some and just eat them on stream. Just
Oh,
to
don't do that. Don't do that.
you
No,
know,
all right, but just getting back to it, it was the bartering system, right? And then later on in life, when things got a little bit more advanced, they ended up coming out with the note or the dollar, right? Or my bad, they had gold first. So people were, but it got to the point where everybody's walking around with gold coins in their pocket. It was heavy. So then they switched to the note. The note was a promise of the value of gold,
mhm.
right? So that went around for a little while, and then they eventually came out with the dollar that you know today. But the dollar was backed by gold. But then it went off the gold standard in the 70s, which thus ended up meaning the dollar wasn't backed by anything, but the promise that it had value by us. So $100 is only $100 because we say it's $100. That's
Mhm.
all it is, which eventually ended up causing inflation. And again, this is why you see college tuition being like $100,000 a year and everything else. That's when everything got out of whack because they can't find what equals what anymore. It's insane. It really is. All right, so let's see. Any cruise news? Don't get me started on cruise news. I was gonna do a rant today, right? I'm gonna catch up on cruise news tomorrow, guys, because there's things getting in place with the mask policy now. It's getting insane, and honestly, I don't like it. I'll tell y'all that straight up. I don't care how people feel about it. I don't like the stuff that's happening right now, and I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow.
All
It,
the
it's
stuff
it's
in the industry.
Well, the stuff in the industry, of course, yes, but like I was telling you earlier, like what's happening right now with everything getting shut down, the airlines and whatnot. Now, it's something that should have happened, right? But why now? All these smart people in the government knew what was going on. If we needed a lockdown, why didn't we do this earlier?
Well, we did for 15 days, but it didn't do anything
Yeah,
apparently.
but they didn't. But the airlines were still going, and this is the big argument with cruise lines and stuff too. I get it. Now, there's just different things. Cruise lines aren't incorporated in places like the U.S., so that's a whole
They
nother
also
thing. A
don't
whole
have lobbyists like the airlines do.
that too. But I'm just saying, if this was, but my point is, if this is really about health, lobbyists shouldn't be able to do anything. I don't
Yeah.
care how much money they're throwing in there. If this is truly about health, right? Look at
No, and
what's
I
going
agree with you.
on.
But
Look at
see,
what's
here's
going
the
on.
thing. I mean, just let me stop you for a second. When you've got
Hmm.
medical professionals, you know, that we're supposed to be listening to, like there's a bunch in Canada, Dr. Burks in the States is another one,
Hmm.
taking off for a family vacation, you know, when we're all supposed to be hunkered down. I mean, you got to start asking questions. I don't blame anybody for asking questions after seeing
Yep.
all that, right?
Exactly. And that's the big conundrum that everybody's facing. It looks like from over there in Canada, so I can help myself. But it looks
Go
like
get a
over
booty.
there, it looks like over there that the politicians were able to go to the Bahamas, St. Kitts, St. Martin's, go to their beach house for a little while, kick it in the pool, maybe stay over there a little bit longer. Some might still be over there for all we know, and then come back and decide they're going to lock down. That's
Yeah.
insane. And now, right now, all these laws that they're putting in are these things that they said, quote, the prime minister, it's the prime minister, right? Isn't that what he is? Not the president, prime
Yeah.
minister. He's
Well,
demanding.
loosely prime minister. I'm not
Lewis,
going to
yeah,
say
but
one.
he said straight up that he is demanding the mask mandate and the lockdown, and he tried to glorify the airlines like they're the superheroes for doing a good job. That's
Yeah,
that's crap. That's not true. The only reason the airlines are doing what he's asking them to do is because they're probably going to need a bailout at some point, and they already know that they're going to need to suck up to mommy and daddy, aka the government, for stimulus in order to stay afloat. That's what's happening.
yeah.
They're not doing their due diligence and doing their part because they would have done that at the beginning of this pandemic.
Well, it's
They
a
would have done it.
taxpayer. He's going to end up paying for all of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kicker. I mean, here in Canada, you can get money from the government if you're out of work. It's called CRB or CERB, and
Yep.
they give you a check. It's like $900. There's other programs too, but you got to pay that money back.
Exactly. But we're all gonna pay we all gotta pay the bill. That's what's happening right now. Look what's
Yeah,
happening in this even the stuff with Wall Street. It already happened in 2008. We have to get the bill. That does not make sense. Free market and doesn't exist.
yeah.
It's a
One of
lie.
my arguments about why what happened recently is a
Mhm.
direct result because of it's pretty much revenge for 2008. People losing their
Yeah.
homes and stuff.
Well, I forgot who. There's some speech. I forgot who was saying it. And they were like, yeah, well, when the housing market crashed in 2008, all the hedge funds that made risky decisions got bailed out, but my mom and daddy lost everything, and I never understood why. Come on,
Yep.
but
Hmm.
that's a valid point,
Yeah, big time.
right? That's the same thing that's happening in the market right now. They can mess with the little guy, but as soon as the little guy fights back, which by the way, especially when it comes to stocks. People don't understand the Wall Street guys, the big institutions, even at this point now, they still have 80% of the market. They all the shares that are available in the world, they own 80% of it. It's an 80-20 split. So we're fighting them 8-2 in the basketball game. And then they also decide when they can move the basketball, when they can deflate the basketball, when they can get the refs involved. That's what's happening. And sad. It really is.
Yeah, but there's enough people now that have a voice that bought those stocks where they do have a say now.
And now they want to call
That's
foul.
the kicker.
And now they want to call foul.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
all right, let's answer a couple of these comments. Let's see. I have read something, and 10 Plus read it. WSB GameStop billboards will be up. They're already up.
Yeah,
There's one over on Times Square. It's the greatest thing ever. It's
yeah.
it's, it's so great. I love this. Don't you work for the Tampa Bay Bucks? Yeah, I contract with the Tampa Bay Bucks. But when it came around for me to do the Super Bowl, they were trying to have me either do it for free or for little to no money, and I don't play that game. Let's see, Chris Gray, diversify, diversify, diversify. I agree, guys. Have multiple sources of
100%.
income. Excuse me. Let's see. Do people think cruise lines are going bankrupt and short interest in them, or are all 15, 20, what is that, 20 point total shares? Let me reread that. Do people think the cruise lines are going bankrupt to short interest? No, I don't think people think that. There's probably some shorts in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably some people shorting the cruise lines. I wouldn't be surprised. But I
yeah,
don't think it's to the point of GameStop and BlackBerry and all these other guys. No, definitely not.
yeah.
Definitely not.
Amber, to answer your question, I don't think Riley's been posting anything recently. I haven't seen anything. I know his
Hmm.
stepdad is part of the Facebook group. He
So
might
Riley
even be
Tench,
in the chat here. I'm not sure, but I don't think Riley's posted anything within the last month or so.
really?
Yeah,
He did that, and then what was the other guy? Chris Wong. He did
yeah.
that too. I don't know, man. I hope
Well,
not being censored or something by the cruise lines.
Chris is at home. Riley's on the ship.
Ah, okay.
So I don't know. Maybe Riley's too busy. Like
Hmm.
I can speculate till the cows come home. Doesn't mean it's true, right?
Yeah, very true.
So,
Very,
but
very true.
like he could be busy, or I have no idea. His stepdad's part of the Facebook group, so if anybody
Huh.
wants to know what's going on with him, just ask in the Facebook group. I'm
Man,
sure
I know you've said it before. I need to reach out to his dad. Maybe I can get like an interview with him or something. Bring
he's
him
a
on the
nice
show.
guy. I've talked to him a
Mm.
couple of times. Speaking of which, if you haven't joined the Facebook group, I encourage everybody here who's not on it,
You
join it.
should. You should.
It's really
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, guys, we got a lot of crazy stuff coming up for the channel, especially when cruising comes back. I'm just right now, we got to lay the groundwork. My channel is still fairly new compared to the other guys, but
Yeah,
we do have some crazy plans that is honestly going to be very, very great for everybody, give everybody good value and content and information that you guys probably can't get anywhere else. So If you haven't already, join the Facebook group, and I am currently working on Patreon as well. Now, given entry would probably be like a couple dollars, like $3 or $5 a month, but I promise you it'd be worth it. So I'm trying to work all that out as well. Let's
Yeah.
see. Warren Buffett and his partners said they would never buy into cryptocurrency because of the volatility and the fact that your entire investment could be wiped out in a few key strokes. I mean, honestly, even in, well, yeah, I wouldn't say even in stocks. The only reason that stocks aren't volatile is because they're not real. They're being manipulated. Always have been. That's why they're not as volatile. People see cryptocurrency being volatile because that's real. That's real time. That's why.
Yeah.
Like even right now, people don't know that the stock market is just being pumped up by the Fed with fake money, funny money that only has value. See, whoa, Jay works for the Bucks, love the Bucks. Oh yeah, I do every now and then. Let's see, exactly. Let's see, exactly. People laughed at me for driving Uber and Lyft during 2018, 2019. This is what I'm saying. I don't honestly. That's stuff like that really irritates me because you have an opportunity like no other generation has before to literally make money whenever you want when you need it. If you need $5, you can go drive. You need 20, you need 200. You can drive all freaking day. Well, up to 12 hours so you don't fall asleep at the wheel. I think that's the limit now. But and they offer all these deals and incentives, and you won't take it because it's not sexy. You don't want to tell people you drive for Uber and Lyft. I tell people all day. And right now, even between my videos, guys, you don't understand. You probably think I'm lying, but with the deals they got going on, because I'm here in Tampa, the demand is insane. Been this way for weeks. I've been literally pocketing $300-400 a day driving for Uber and Lyft.
Yeah.
Come on now, factor that in, and me doing that 7 days a week, and you tell me what I just made.
Yeah.
People they write off this stuff, and it's insane to me. I'm just like, guys, you can literally do like even when I was traveling, like if I needed a plane ticket because I enjoy traveling, I didn't want to touch my money in the savings. I would Uber, and I wouldn't go out on Friday, Saturday night, and that money I would use to buy a plane ticket every time. Let's see. Hey,
I just
what's up?
Sorry, I just like to address one thing that I just saw come up. Nesh2 said none of the other YouTube guys credited you, Jay, for the scoop on the NCL ship. Okay, that's not entirely true.
No, they did. They did. Don and Tony briefly mentioned it at the beginning. Yeah. They both did, which I appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I don't know
any crew questions that anybody has that we can answer for you. So post them in the chat there. We'll get to them.
Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to work my way down. I'm a little far, so I'm trying to like kind of rush through these, and I want to kind of catch everybody that I can. Let's see. I wish Carnival Cruise Lines could be next for Wall Street bets, guys. Yeah, we were just talking about that. I don't believe the company is shorted that much. No, it's not shorted that much. I believe in order for something like that to happen, there would need to be some type of catalyst, like something like a cruise line or two. And I'm talking about the big guys, Carnival or Royal Caribbean, saying that they're in risk of going bankrupt or something like that, or maybe the government saying they're never going to let cruise lines here again because we're the biggest market in the world. Given that would probably never ever happen. So for that reason, you wouldn't see a big short like that.
Yeah.
So I was able to pay a lot of debt with Uber and Lyft. Exactly. Guys, diversify your income. I know you're worried about the maintenance for your car. It's called write-offs. This is why the rich stay rich. People don't think about this stuff. You can write off your cell phone. You can write off the new tires you got. Like I said, I literally used to write off the gum that I would put in the back seat. Kept all my receipts. Write all of it off. Let's see. We do have healthcare savings accounts, care services, where money can be taken out before taxes. Taxes, there's always loopholes. This is why the rich, again, stay rich. Let's see. What am I looking at? If the Fed does back up the stock market and not the crypto market, that would be another reason why the stock market was more stable. Well, you got to understand the Fed have been backing up the stock market during this entire pandemic. They have been. They have been.
Yep.
But you also understand with this whole situation too, all these people are potentially and allegedly could be in cahoots with each other in some way, shape, or form. So we got to see how all this kind of plays out. And if that's the case, you got decentralized money like cryptocurrency that people can turn to where we don't have to worry about it getting stolen. So it's an alternative. And you know, who knows? Companies are starting to look at it now. Banks are starting to look at it now. Cruise lines could look at cryptocurrency and say, we're going to invest all our money in crypto. Who knows? So somebody asked you a question, Scott. They said, Scott, what shift did you work on it for how long? Yeah.
I worked for Carnival for about a year. I'm currently working with Princess. And the funny part about that is it'll be, this is funny. Okay, it'll be a year tomorrow since I've been hired by Princess. Haven't stepped foot on one of their ships yet.
Oh man, dude,
That's hilarious to me.
that's the name of the game. All my friends that I talked to, even here in Tampa, man, it's all they were like, "Oh, well, I have my contract. I'm so excited." A lot of them were here with me before they ended up leaving because, like, so NCL, their headquarters for entertainment, their the creative studios out here in Tampa. So a lot of my
Yeah,
friends were here back and forth before they left, and they ended up coming back over here. So I was hanging out with them, and man, they were telling me all this crazy stuff because they were on the Norwegian Escape in the Bahamas when this whole thing started. So I'm actually thinking about bringing one of them on to talk about the events that took place before they ended up coming back home. I'm thinking
yeah.
about it.
Here's the
Bring them on
kicker.
the.
My rotation, like, okay, so I was hired a year ago, February 1st or something like that. Okay, my first assignment was supposed to be on the Diamond Princess, and I was supposed to go on it right around the time when all that hubbub happened. So as far as I'm concerned, I dodged a bullet on that one because I would not, because that was the ship that got nailed in Japan with having the virus on it. So I was like, man, I dodged a bullet on that one.
Yeah, looks like it. Let's see. New when it comes to cruising, new administration may not change the Jones Act, which they already said they weren't. But Passenger Vessel Act is different, and Biden may be more open to allow waivers. It's
I don't
you
think so.
can't rule anything out, but I doubt it. I really do, guys. Like, so here's the thing. Like a lot of
Here's the
people
thing.
for was so the thing about this situation, guys, for those of you that have been with me at least since last year, it might have sounded like I was kind of ahead of the game, right? But the truth is, I was just looking at what was going on around the world, right? If you can see what's going on in other parts of the world, most of the time it's going to come here, like the virus, the lockdowns, all the stuff, right? And if you see what's happening in Canada right now, which to me, I'm sorry, is crap, uh, we're about to lock down and it's going to get a little bit more stressful for a lot of people in the cruise lines. And I think the last thing they're going to be looking at is allowing waivers or making some type of deviation or change to the Passenger Vessel Act. I would be very, very surprised.
My stance on it, the new director of the CDC has said in many interviews on TV, people should not be traveling now,
Hmm.
which tells me she doesn't want anybody going anywhere.
Except for
Okay.
the politicians,
Here,
except for the fall.
all the cards when it comes to cruising. I'm going to tie that into NCL because there's a lot of people that were sent home. A company is not going to send people home if they think they're going to be cruising within the next couple of months because that costs money.
Exactly.
And it's
Exactly.
money that they're making right now. So I am not
Mhm.
going to be shocked at all because of the fact, for instance, here in Canada, the general public is not getting inoculated until August, September. There's some other countries that do the same way. So I am not going to be shocked if you don't see any cruising until September, October.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either, to be honest, at this point. Um, I did say in my video talking about this change with NCL that with everything going on, it's expensive. You can't just take everybody back, and they're sailing them back. They're probably going to be a little bit better organized than what happened last year because that was a disaster. But it's not going to expedite the process. They already have said it's going to take 2 months to get everybody back. So we're about to go into February, right? So February, March, or didn't they say it was going to be through March and April by the time
Yeah.
they got them back? Okay, so you got May. So assuming maybe they're there for a month back home. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so March, April, let's skip May, June, July when they bring everybody back, which means now they gotta because they can't start the test sailings, the CDC framework for conditional sailing. They can't start that. Part of the rules is that everybody that's going to be on the ship, as far as the staffing, when they resume operations, already has to be there and accounted for, right? So when it comes to that, that means everybody already has to do their quarantine in the hotel or whatever it is they're going to do, given after they've done all their training and got their vaccine and their yellow fever shot and all that other stuff that comes with it. They then got to do another quarantine on board the ship, and then they got to get their training for whatever the new health and safety policies are, and then they're going to commence the test sailing. That's going to take a long time.
Yeah,
So
there's
if you're
like a month
already
of training just
exactly. So, but let's say if it theoretically, which I seriously doubt, they're only back home for a month. That already puts us in June. That already puts us in June, and that's not including the quarantining that they're going to have to do. So that puts us in July. Let's say the test sailings. Test sailings are going to last a month or two at minimum, at best,
Yeah.
right? So then you got August. Now you're in September, and here we are now.
Yeah.
So
I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Like my rotation, like there's a website I can go for the company to view the rotations and stuff. They're not even up yet.
Yeah.
So
Let's see. UK. Yeah, UK already illegal to travel unless exceptional circumstances. Don't get me started, guys. By the way, if everything goes, if look, most of you guys know, my girlfriend is French. All right, I've been planning to go over there, and now with all this lockdown, I gotta try to sneak into France somehow to go see my girlfriend. Otherwise, if things lock down even more, I kind of risk not knowing when I'm ever gonna see her again. Because we all know with all this stuff, remember the lockdown was supposed to take 2 weeks? Here we are. So sometime this week, I gotta buy a ticket and then go try to sneak into France, which I think is gonna be a really cool video to make. But that's if I even get in. So just be on the lookout for all that, guys. If I disappear for a couple days, that means I'm going ahead and taking the journey. So I'm trying to leave sometime this week to go over to Europe to hopefully find a way to get into France so I can go be with my girlfriend and get things figured out until this whole pandemic thing is over, whenever that is.
Yeah.
So all right.
There's a question here, Jay, from Pamela, who asks, what is a maximum age to start a job in a cruise ship? Thank you, and good vibes.
Okay.
It doesn't matter your age.
It really doesn't.
Start a job in a cruise ship at whatever age you want. As long as you qualify for what they're looking for, you're in.
It depends on the position, though, to be honest with you. Depends on the position. Now, given if you're already going there and you're somewhat older, maybe in older, I mean like younger, older, like 30s and 40s, if you haven't already had the experience, just like any job really, because living on the ship, I don't think they bring somebody in fresh out of the gate that had never been on a cruise ship before to come in at 30, 40 years old and maybe not be as active or not be acclimated to the conditions. But obviously they are open for, they can't age discriminate, right? Or technically they can. I mean, they dodge a lot of other laws and rules and whatnot. But typically you'll see a lot of younger people on board the ship just because of the conditions of an emergency or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it's kind of open. It just depends on the position. Like, obviously, unless you're trying to be a dancer or something like that, or entertainment where they're going to look for younger faces, it's open position. Yeah, but that's a given.
Did I just hear you call 30 or 40 old?
No, I said 30 or 40, meaning like as far as like an active lifestyle, like on a cruise ship.
Hey, I was going to say, because you and I were about to have words on a live.
No, I was going to say like a younger old. I don't even know how to word it, but you get what I mean. All right, let's see. We got one, Mike Wood, Augusta, Georgia. Ah, nice. I've been to Augusta. Isn't that where James Brown? Isn't that where he's from? No. Let's see. I doubt Carnival will go back. Doubt Carnival will go back to the $7 range. So I'm holding on. I can sell 100 shares, recover my money, and still have enough for a cruise credit. Oh, okay, nice. Hey, I mean, if you're gonna hold. It just depends. Like, guys, think about the stocks, right? There are primarily three types of investors, right? You have, of course, your long-term investors where somebody plans to hold for 5, 10 years, maybe longer, 50 years, who knows, that they're a lifelong stock that you want to retire out with and build some wealth, right? That's a long-term investor, which is always a great plan, a safe plan, right? Then there's a swing trader. I'm a swing trader. I follow the trends and what's going on, whether it be a week, 2 weeks, a month, because I'm trying to get in there and get out. Now, given I do have a couple stocks that I do not plan on selling really ever until I'm old, and that's Apple, of course, Tesla. I will leave them in there. I'll take profits every now and then, but I will leave them in there. They also, I would like to get up on Royal Caribbean if I have some extra money because they offer a lot of perks. So it just depends. But those are your three Oh, I didn't say the last one. Your day trader. That's the dangerous one. Don't even worry about that one.
The only thing I have to say is you heard it here first, folks. Justin's a swinger.
I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. Cruising on the high seas. What does White Castle compare to? Nothing. White Castles is probably the best thing ever. That's why they made a movie about it. White Castle is amazing. They're building one in Orlando, by the way. I'm so excited.
I'm not a fan of White Castle. Their burgers.
Leave my chat. Get out of here. What are you, a Crystals guy? No. So their competitor, their competitor that's failing horribly would be Crystals, and they're trash. Yeah. They're horrible. We have that here, but they're building a White Castle in Orlando. I'm gonna go there every day and be the fattest man alive. It's gonna be great. All right, let's see. We got Patrick. Slow the spread. Only 15 days. What they said. Oh man, if hindsight is 2020, if we only knew. Let's see. Cruising starts September-ish. Will we be coming into flu season? More restrictions. Good point.
Right in
That is
the
a
nose.
that is a good point. What's gonna happen? Oh man, don't. Yeah, you're right. That's a valid point to bring up.
Yeah.
How's that gonna work? I guess the vaccine's gonna come save the day after people have to be tied down in order to take it. But anyway, let's move on to another one. Let's see. I'm 29. I'm a spot therapist. Oh, that's great. But so, what age were you when you started there, or did you go in at 29?
I think she's saying that she wants to go in at 29, which is perfect. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, no, that is fine. That's fine. Look at me. I'm 28. I mean, when I worked for Norwegian, I was I was 26 when I joined. I'm 32, and my position on board is youth activity staff. You know what?
Oh,
It makes
Amber.
sense,
Yeah.
Amber. It makes sense now. I wondered what position you were in on this ship. It's guys. I'm gonna tell you something right now. The YCs are the party animals on the ship, guys. I can tell you some stories every
Well,
time. The Y.
I'll
Don't
back
don't
that
let
up.
this. Like Amber, I see you. All right, I see you got the chill picture in the profile picture, trying to look all innocent. No, I realize now. I had no idea you were a YC. Say no more. Say no more. Let's see how many. I'm gonna refresh. How many likes do we got? We got 91 guys. Can we get 100 likes? I'd appreciate it. I know we're talking about the most random topics ever, but if we can get 100 likes, it'd be really nice. So let's see. White Castle is trash. Who is? I will fight you. Come on now,
I'll
White Castle
protect
is
you.
amazing. A sack full. I will eat the entire case of burgers and want more. I promise you. And then I got to go to the bathroom after. Let's see. Will cruise lines make the vaccine mandatory for passengers? At this point in time, I would not. I would not be surprised. I would not
Okay,
be surprised.
I can talk about this a little bit.
Yep.
So, my cruise line, they have chats with us once a month. And what they told us is as of right now, they are not going to mandate us to be vaccinated. They're encouraging us to get it if we want it, but they're not mandating it. But they did say that could change sometime down the road. So take
It
that
will.
worth.
It probably will. It probably will. I'm gonna put it that way. Look at Amber. I exposed her, and now look what she's putting here. I knew it.
Oh,
I
I
knew
feel
it. I'm kicking her out of the Facebook group. We don't need. I don't need you messing with my innocent friends on my Facebook group, painting their minds.
uh,
Don't need that,
she's
man.
Canadian too. You got to watch those Canadians.
God, my virgin soul can't take it, guys. Come on.
Okay, now you're laying it on a bit too thick there.
All right. Let's see. What system are you using to buy cruise stocks? Also, just for everybody, it's called a brokerage. I don't mean to like correct you, but like just so everybody knows, it's called a brokerage. But so I am slowly exiting my position of Robinhood because they apparently do the exact opposite of what Robinhood actually did. But I use Webull, and then as far as the cryptocurrency, I use Coinbase. But I'm always looking at other options. I do have Fidelity as well, but I haven't invested anything in there. But my cruise stocks are in Robinhood, and I'm looking at the transfer. Culver's is number one. We have Culver's here. I just haven't tried it. I gotta check it out. Let's see. Somebody said second best food after Oreo cheesecake. Look, the first best food is Oreo cheesecake. The second best food ever is Oreo cheesecake. All right, and then third best food ever is Oreo cheesecake. That's all you need to know. Let's see. End of story. Saga Cruises already announced all packs to be vaccinated. Yeah, but that's a different situation, somewhat a different situation when it comes to this. I did do a video talking about it because all the passengers on the Saga cruise ships, which they only have two, by the way, in their entire fleet as far as their ocean liners, all the guests have to be 50 and above in order to even sail. So no kids, right? They're a small cruise line. I think they have a couple of river cruises or something like that, and that's it. Now, you have the only person that's been kind of talking about cruising as far as the big guys is NCL. And that's what everybody's worried about because if NCL does make it mandatory to have the vaccine on board ships, it is guaranteed to have a ripple effect among everybody else because nobody wants to be the one that didn't do it, if that makes sense. Right? If Royal Caribbean and NCL decide to, because they're with the Healthy Sail Panel together as like a partner, if they both decide that they're going to make it mandatory for you to get the vaccine in order to sail, and Carnival is like, nah, we're all right, the public is the media is going to blow it out of proportion, of course. Right? They're
Yeah,
going to make it the worst thing ever, and then they're going to get the public on their side, and boom. Just like
yeah.
that, Carnival's going to be, it's going to be cancel Carnival Cruise Lines. That's what's going to happen. Cancel culture. Great guy
I
from
just
the
want to
variety.
address one thing. Nibbles asked me a question. How does a Canadian apply for
I was gonna
Princess?
get to that next. Boom. Okay,
Okay,
there you go.
so this is what you do, Nibbles. The way I did it. There's a hiring agency. It's a third-party one. Amber Kessler used the same one. It's called Get a Life at Sea. She has a huge YouTube page. I went in through there. Now, because of the pandemic, Amber can clarify this for me. I'm pretty sure she shut everything down. Um, so there's that. But you want to try a third-party hiring agency if you can. Um, in the case of Amber, she was working with Princess. She worked for Princess for years. She works with Royal Caribbean, Virgin Voyages. You want to find a place like that, put your name in, and they'll get you in contact with whoever you want.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
By the way, guys,
By the
I
way,
know
Justin, your mic's a little low.
Yeah, I just turned it back up so everybody should be able to hear me. Honestly, I'm just trying to, I don't trust this little earpiece. I'm worried it's gonna die, so I turned it down to conserve the battery, but it's all good. I made sure it's pretty charged, so we should be good. All right, let's see. I think in about 5 to 8 years, quitting my current job, moving overseas job. What's your thoughts? Right now, I'm currently 33. If I'm looking to be a chef, youth leader, or photo. Oh, okay. So you're saying like not moving for a sea job. I mean, why not? Honestly, I'm somebody I believe that everybody should have the experience of doing something like working on a cruise ship, especially Americans, because Americans. I'm sorry, most Americans don't travel, right? A cruise kind of counts, but in my opinion, a cruise is kind of like a taste of traveling. But if you can work on a cruise ship and you're with, let's say, 70 different nationalities, you do learn a lot. You learn to take in a lot. And I think,
Yeah.
honestly,
Oh, yeah.
the world would be a better place if everybody traveled. This is why I do what I do, because I want to one day be able to do little like crazy things, like give cruises away. I want to be able to do this stuff because people are so off track with how things are, right? It's not all about buying things and shiny things and big houses and trying to judge somebody based on their income. It's a shame. There's more to the world than that. And I think if people realize that, we would have a completely different place than what we do now.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's you're gaining experiences which help you grow
Exactly.
as a
Exactly.
person. I
Exactly.
advocate anybody working on a
Exactly, please.
cruise ship. The
Yeah.
only time I will ever question it is because this gets dicey. If you're in a committed relationship at home, or if you're married and there's children,
Yeah.
because those relationships have got to be rock solid, or you're gonna run into problems.
Guaranteed. Don't get me started on that, man. I made it. I made it out alive. Okay. I mean, you guys, a lot of y'all met my girlfriend Lauren. She is literally the best person in the world. She's a sweetheart. So, but there's always temptation. Always, always, always. Especially if you, depending on your department and whatnot. But the problem with that, I was telling you, Scott, is what people don't understand why the partying and stuff is so crazy on board the ships and all the hooking up. Yeah, you're working on a ship, and you're first of all, you're going to some of the most beautiful places in the world, surrounded by some very beautiful people, or at least people with beautiful personalities, and the temptation is always there. And it's like pretty much a resurgence of college for a lot of people. That's
Yeah,
how
it
it
is.
is, right? But it's
100%.
like exactly, and it's like you go to the crew bar, and a lot of people are working a lot. So by the time they get out of out of the work, they want to go relax, they want to go do what they want to do, and next thing you know, they want to ease off some tension. Then you go to the crew bar, and then you go to the cabin party, and then you're playing spin the bottle and truth or dare, and you're like, well, YOLO, and
Yeah,
next thing you know, everybody's got their clothes off, and they're peanut butter for some reason.
yeah.
It's how you're
Or in
crazy.
like my case, where you're walking back to your room and you just look into somebody's cabin, you're like, "What the?"
Yeah.
Keep walking.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, given there are a lot of reasons for it. It's just the temptation, and you can be honestly. It was the same thing when I was on tour with the Harlem Globetrotters. You're in a completely different mindset when you're out there. It's like you're not you, right?
Yeah,
Like to me, when I got there, other than with the exception of calling my son and maybe my family and well, like every now and then when I was on there, but I would call my son like every other day. Um, I was so out of touch because I was so involved with the ship life. It does that to you mentally because it's a whole nother way of living when you're on the ship.
yeah.
It's
It's a
it's
totally
an
different
easy
life.
it's an easier life, but it's also a harder life because of all the things. There's so many moving parts involved with it,
Well,
and
see, the
you can
way
get
I look
consumed.
at it, the only dangerous part about ship life is the bar, is you can lose your paycheck real quick.
Oh, oh man, yeah. Those little dollar beers that catch up real quick because
Yeah,
yeah, Everybody there turns in. Everybody turns into Santa Claus.
Yeah,
What do you want to drink?
I
I
had
got
a
you.
friend who lost 80% of his contract from being in the bar too much.
Man, so on my ship, a lot of people have heard of them. They're called Choir of Man,
Yeah,
and so they would have a bet to see who spent the most in the crew bar, right? And it's like they'd laugh about it. I mean, because then we were entertainment, so honestly, we were making a little bit more than everybody else, especially them.
yeah,
Um, we'd go in there to get the right off on the check that we got our money deposited into our account or whatever, and they would go in there and they'd laugh. And this guy Dickie was like, he's like, dude, how much you spent? He was like, oh, I only spent like 900. He was like, dude, I
yeah.
spent 3 grand, $3,000 in beer in a month.
In a month?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it was insane.
That's an
Yeah, it was,
entire paycheck.
yeah, pretty much,
Wow.
pretty much. So what was that? C. Johnson, how's it going, man? I didn't give you a shout out. This guy's been ride or die since like day one. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. That the vaccine has no live viruses. If you are allergic to eggs, you may have, but you might have an allergic reaction, I guess. We'll see. There's gonna be a lot of
Yeah.
things that are gonna be happening here in the near future,
Hey,
guys.
Justin,
Mhm.
I got a question for you.
What's up? Oh, real quick.
What's the
Wait.
funniest thing that ever
Oh.
happened to you on a cruise ship?
Before I answer that, Rini304, I appreciate you. You've been supporting the channel. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Seriously, it really means a lot. She's an amazing channel. Finally got a chance to watch the live. You're here. I appreciate you. What's the funniest thing? What's the funniest thing that ever happened?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. To you.
That's a good question. Oh, I wouldn't even say it's funny. All right, so stupid choir of man. I brought my girlfriend on board, took her to Bermuda. And
Yeah,
I guess I forgot his name. It was I forgot anyway, Josh or something like that. And my girlfriend, while I was doing rehearsals for my show, she went to watch Choir Man. And I just happened to show up there, and they had this little bit where they would sing to the girl and like kiss her,
yeah,
right? So they brought Lauren up, and after they brought her up, the guy came in and like snuck in and like kissed her on the lips, and Lauren didn't expect it.
yeah.
And lo and behold, as soon as they get done with it, Lauren looks directly at me. And Lauren was kind of like worried that I was gonna get upset. She's almost in tears, thinking that like I'm gonna think she just cheated on me. And I've seen the show a million times. I'm like, baby, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And he looked at me. He was like, "Oh, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't know this was your girl," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, "No, it's all good." They were freaking out. They're like, "Dude, are you all right?" I'm like, "I don't know why everybody assumed I was gonna get mad about it." And I'm like, "Guys, I don't care."
Just Hulk out smash.
Yeah, it was yeah. So that happened. That happened. Wait, so people are saying there's a problem with my sound?
It's a little low.
Is it? I've been trying to turn it up. Hold on, let me see. All right, give me a second. So here, why don't you? I guess Scott, tell me about your funniest time. I'm gonna get something on. I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna turn it off and turn it back on. See what's going on.
Mine is work related. So for those of you that just joined who weren't here at the beginning, I'm a sound engineer. I mix the shows and the bands and such on the ships. So once in a while, and this happens to me when I'm working in the studio too, you'll get the odd musician who has and it's usually singers. Usually, they have what I call LSD, which means lead singer's disease. They think they know everything. They think they know your job better than you do. Yada yada yada. So one time I was working on the ship. I'm not going to disclose who it was, but this band ended up coming on the ship, and the singer. We were doing sound check, and he's sitting there, and he's like, "I'm hearing too much 2K in my ear. You got to turn the 2K down." Now that's pretty specific. If you can hear 2K, then I'm going to use you to start getting a betting ring going on sound frequencies and make some money. Because there's no way you're hearing specifically a free frequency. So at any rate, there's this technique that us mixers have. If you've been doing it long enough, you learn it. It's called DFA. I'll get to that in a minute. So I'm sitting there on the board, and I go over to a channel on the board that I'm not even using. It's already muted. And I start tweaking some knobs. And I look at the guy, and we have what's called a talkback mic, so I can talk to the people up on stage. And I asked him to start singing, so he starts doing that, and I start tweaking the knobs on this channel that I'm not even using. He comes back and he's like, yeah, man, that sounds better. Now, pardon my language for a second, but DFA, it stands for does fuck all. So basically, I'm not doing a damn thing. And he's like, oh, yeah, that sounds better. I look at the lighting guys beside me, Dave, and he's just looking back at me with this jaw drop, just laughing. And I was like, see, because that stuff happens, man. So if you work on a ship and you're in the entertainment department, be nice to your sound guys, because we have the finger of God. It's no button. Justin's felt it before, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Be nice to your sound guys.
Oh yeah. No, he's right. I'm sorry, but usually the sound guys are not the nicest people. I'm not gonna lie to you. They're usually pretty mean.
Well, you want to know why? Because a lot of them are crabby. I'm not like that, but a lot of them are crabby. They're reclusive. They just like to be by themselves and stuff. It just depends. The lighting.
I can see that. I can see that. All right. So moving on. Question of the day: where do you see cruising in the future? There are a lot of things that are popping up, which I might talk about probably tomorrow. Like traveling with Bruce, he did mention it like first, and people gave him a lot of flack saying cruising might not happen until 2022. There was an article that I read saying that cruising might not make a full comeback until 2030. What's your take on that?
I don't think they're gonna. I think it's going to be sooner than that, but I don't think it's going to be until 2024, 25.
Okay. Oh, they said my volume's better now. Okay, perfect. Yay, we fixed it.
Yeah,
you said
24, 20. Perfect.
Oh, good. You said 24, 25 for what? A full comeback?
I don't think it's going to take until 2030. That just seems too long to me.
What you said, 2035 for a full comeback?
Yeah, I think that's too long.
Oh, 2030 is too long. So what do you think for a full comeback?
I think 2024, 25. The only thing standing in the way that I think is they have to get these crew vouchers and stuff filled, already dealt with and stuff. These future cruise credits.
That is something that's so overlooked. I've brought it up a million times. I want to make a dedicated episode about it, but the only problem is since I'm not a travel agent, I can't give all the valid information that I really want. I want to maybe bring, I don't know, maybe I'll bring Rob or another travel agent or something on here to talk about that because the way I see it, right? Everybody and their mom is racking up future cruise credit.
Yeah.
Everybody. So what's going to happen when cruise lines come back? Everybody and their mom has future cruise credit on top of the people that want to just book a cruise and they're on limited capacity. How is that all going to work out? That's the question.
Well, I don't think they're going to put like a whole ship full of nothing but future cruise credits. They're going to have to put paying customers on that. Otherwise, they're not making any money.
Steve, but what I mean is, how is that? Oh, by the way, Making Moves Travel. I said, thanks, everybody. I am a travel agent here. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, we got a travel agent in the house. Hope we did right. But no, the question is, though, how are they going to determine with everybody having future cruise credit, especially some dating back from over a year ago by the time we start cruising, how are they going to siphon who gets on, who doesn't get on? That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's something that's really like boggling my mind.
The only thing that makes sense to me is whoever they issue the cruise credits to first. I don't know if they keep track of that information though. But that's the only thing that sounds fair to me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would make sense. I mean, but still, like I guess, but there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be changed, right? People are going to complain. First of all, for in my opinion, two really, really big reasons. One, the cruising experience is going to change. And I don't think people are ready for that. I did a video talking about that. People don't understand that the traditional cruising that they know will probably not be there when they get back.
But I would argue some parts of that are going to be better.
Yeah, some will be better. But one thing also, people are going to have to compromise and settle because that itinerary that they wanted probably or potentially may not be there either. So it's like you may have been going to Bermuda, but they may have to settle for St. Martin. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think there's going to be a lot of that. People are going to have to like kind of just bite the bullet, I guess. But that's a hard pull. If I book a cruise to Bermuda and I can't go to Bermuda and I got to settle for something else, I'm going to be like, hey, what else can I get? Because not trying to be like a bad person, but like or a complainer. But I'm like, dude, I love Bermuda. That's why I booked the cruise because I wanted to go there, not St. Martin or the Bahamas.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a thing here. That's something I wanted to pull up here. Where are they? Will a cruise be twice the price? we're going back to Titanic days, where it's for the rich and wealthy elite. Well, they're doing that in Canada right now, apparently, with traveling anywhere, from what I can
Well,
see.
in the defense of the Titanic, the pool's still filled.
Yeah. That is true. That is true. I do believe that at some point the price is going to go up for cruising. I mean, naturally it was going to go up at some point anyway, but it's just trying to figure out if they're going to do it at the beginning or the end, which will probably be not end, but like after everything settles down a little bit. I'm assuming that's what they will do because they got to bring those eye catchers to bring people back to cruising. So they're going to do everything they can to bring people back, and then they'll slowly start creeping up the price because at some point they're going to have to make up that money that they lost.
Well, yeah, they've been out of business for a year.
Yeah, exactly. See, John Simmons, lines are allowing future cruise credit to be used more flexibly. Example like using multiple future cruise credit on a single cruise. Well, I mean, because a lot of people start speculating that you might need it because the cruise line, what they gave you your future cruise credit for, it might not be enough, which you originally paid for. That's the issue that a lot of people are saying. They're probably giving you that because what it really originally bought for you might not be it. It might not do it anymore. Like
Yeah,
if it hasn't happened already, that could be opening the window for it, right? They could use that as the excuse for bumping the price up more than it was. They could
yeah,
say, "Oh, well, you know what? I know it's an extra $500, but we're giving you the option to use that extra future cruise credit you have on one cruise." Not saying they would do that, but that does leave the window open if they decide to do that.
yeah.
So let's see. You think there'll ever be enough people interested for cruising like before? Oh yeah, oh yeah. It'll take a little
There's interest
while,
like
and
crazy now.
what's that?
There's interest like crazy now.
Oh yeah, the demand is there and it will always be there. Even if let's say theoretically, which I don't think will ever happen, if Carnival Cruise Lines went down, they'd be replaced by somebody else quickly
Yeah,
once everything got back up and it was okay to do it again. Um, I do think that as far as the interest, cruise lines are going to have to do a lot whenever they come back up. A lot of PR, a lot of marketing, and one thing that honestly I think, and I'm not trying to be, I guess, cocky or anything like that, but I do understand that when it comes to business these days, you really only got two options. You can do your traditional marketing, meaning commercials, and they're probably going to go to Facebook ads. But another option they have are influencers. That's why you'll see people like Tony, Don, what is it, Ben and David. They might
yeah,
be able to do some type of brand deal or whatever because it just looks good when you have influence. And this is another reason why I say people to, if you want to, let's say, get to the point where you're getting, let's say, free cruises and all that other good stuff. I haven't had any yet, and I'm too poor to get on a cruise right now. But if you want to get to a point where you could potentially get all that stuff, you'd be surprised what influence does. Like if you have like a following, I have plenty of friends. I have a friend of mine. He has 10 million followers on TikTok, and he's making six figures now because of it. My friend Joey Reed used to get bullied back in the day. We've encouraged him to keep dancing. Now he's making six figures. This is a digital revolution, guys. There's a lot of money to be made if you know how to make it. That's just the truth from a business standpoint. So let's see. I've seen Choir of Man five times and loved them. What's your view of the show? And when were you on the Escape? That was the name of your show. Oh, what was the name of your show? Yeah, so Choir of Man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was ridiculously drunk every time I saw that show because I would go up there when they're drinking the beer. I would be getting drunk. I was drunk every time I saw Choir of Man, and it was the best thing ever. I was up dancing and whatnot. So yeah, and the show I was on was After Midnight. So it was the show that was in the same area, the same stage as Choir Man when Choir Man wasn't on. So After Midnight. Let's see. First come, first serve. I'm thinking encourage all my clients to book very early. Yeah, that would be smart. That you'd have to. You'd have to. So we'll see. I mean, I'm hopefully by the time this comes back, I'm at 100,000 subscribers and I can lose my influence to kind of get to the front of the line. That'd be nice.
yeah.
I mean, I would hate to have to pull that card out but if I could. Now, given I did say I need to hit 100,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get Don's family vacation status.
Yeah. Make it happen, people.
We're gonna make. I'm telling you, we're gonna make it happen. I mean, I'm almost at 50K. I'm working there. I'm working. I'm telling you, like this month is what it is. But I'm about to push it. Especially if I go to Europe, I'm not gonna have anything to do except make videos. So I'm just gonna go into overdrive and that's it. Get everything uploaded. So, but we'll see, guys. 100K is the game for 2021. We're gonna do it, and then I'm gonna bump up my other ones too.
But there's so much pent up frustration for travel because people are
Yeah,
just sitting around doing nothing. So
yeah.
I mean, I don't think the industry is going to have a problem putting people on ships.
No, I don't. I don't. Let's see. Would there be demand for a cruise to never leave port other than maintenance, essentially a floating resort? It's possible. I don't think it would get the same turnout if
Yeah.
as if it was leaving somewhere. It's possible to turn it into a hotel. Yeah, I could definitely see that. We've seen that being talked about. You got cruise ships that are being converted into condos, which I would like to buy honestly if I had the money, but I'm poor. So
There's a
maybe
company
one
in
day.
China that bought one of Carnival ships, and they're turning it into a floating hotel.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. Where was it? Where was that happening at? Wasn't it Panama?
For what?
Panama, they were for the ship. It was a ship. It wasn't with Carnival. It was another ship from somewhere. They were converting into a hotel. I did a video about it. But the condos were like 100 grand, 50 to 100 grand. But they were gonna have it off the coast of Panama.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forgot what the name of the brand was, but yeah, there's a ship that they were turning into a condo,
I feel
a
like
set
an
of
amateur.
condos.
I don't remember that
I don't.
video.
I mean, I don't. I mean, I did. Well, it's okay. I did. I'm the one that did all the talking in the video. And I don't remember. I don't know. We do. I do a lot of videos. So like, there's information that stays, and there's some where I'm just like, was that yesterday or a month ago? Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously. All right. Let's see. Do
Aging
you
by the,
think the what's that?
aging
Yeah.
by,
Wait. One more time. What'd you say?
I said aging by the minute.
Oh yeah. I'm getting old, guys. I'm gonna be a cranky old man. That's gonna be like backflipping and head spinning all over the place. All
On
right. So
cruise,
do you? Let's see, Dave Cannon. Do you think they'll increase the private island stops to get around questionable ports? Oh yeah.
I
Oh
can see
yeah.
it big
Oh
time.
yeah. I yes. I would be surprised if that doesn't happen, to be honest with you. I'd be very surprised. I'd be extremely surprised if that actually like doesn't happen.
Hmm.
Because you see, like right now, one thing people aren't keeping in mind, which doesn't line up, in my opinion, just with the itinerary changes and the future cruise credit, all that stuff is going to be interconnected with each other because it's not just the cruise lines being able to sail again; it's the islands and ports of call that have to approve it and say, okay, you can come here. And if they don't, they're going to have to ring around and find and maneuver to get to the private islands. Like let's say Coco Cay, for example. I get it's Royal Caribbean's island, but it's still technically in the Bahamian jurisdiction. Bahamas still technically not own it, but they still have to get approval to order in order to sail in those waters, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm wrong, somebody correct me, but from my understanding, I think that does have to be talked about. Like if they want to sail to the islands that are in the Bahamas, even if it's their own private island, they got to get clearance for it in the first place.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Real quick, Nibbles. Yes, I've heard of both. There's your answer. He asked me a question about bands that are local to me.
Okay. Let's see. I think they should use the biggest ships first to fit the most people, regards to future cruise credit and pay. I think that's their aim. I think that's the plan.
They are. That's why.
It's the bigger and newer ships. That's why they're talking about the Mardi Gras and the Panorama over in California. That's why.
That's why all
That's
the
why.
small ships are being sold off.
Yeah, and I think that trend will unfortunately continue. If
Yeah.
this continues to happen, I mean, we talked about this at the end of last year. If things went this way and it went south during spring, uh, then we're going to continue to see a sell off.
Yeah.
It's going to happen in phases, but they're going to continue. It's guaranteed, unfortunately. Not
I
trying to be
prefer
negative.
big ships, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah, yeah, I do too. Let's
'Cause
see. Only at 12 subscribers, just starting. I'm telling you, just keep moving. You'd be surprised. Like, go look at my old videos. They were trash, but for some reason, people like them.
You can call them trash.
They weren't that good. I just set my phone on a stack of books and I just started talking. I'm like stuttering and stumbling, and
Yeah.
people were like, "Oh, this guy sucks." And but hey, my videos when I first got out, I guess because I had the backdrop and I was on the ship, they would get like 100,000 views. Every one of them. It was insane. I wish I knew then what I knew now. I would have started the series as soon as I got on the ship.
Well, the thing
It would
is,
have been
you got to start somewhere. You're going to stumble, you're going to fall, but you're going to learn and you're going to get better. So
exactly. Exactly. Speaking of which, I do have 3 channels. I'm gonna start next month actually revamping my other channel, pretty much teaching people how to grow, make money, and build on YouTube. Because I do study that stuff. I look at the YouTube algorithm. I look at things like search engine optimization, hashtags, all that stuff. So just keep an eye on my channel. I'll start promoting that sometime well, it is next month already. Sometime this month, early this month, and I'll hopefully be able to help you out with that. Because my channel, I mean, what's that?
I'm shocked you're not learning to code.
Hey, well, that's what we need to tell Wall Street.
Yeah.
The hedge funds. Hey, isn't that what they told everybody else? Hey,
Yeah.
go move
Where'd
on.
they
Go find something
go?
else. You took all your money, but you can go learn the code. It's the
Yeah.
future. All right, let's see. Ryan H. Condo ship. I believe that ended up being a no-go. Insurance liability reasons. No. And the ship was sold for scrap a few weeks ago. Why didn't I hear about this?
I didn't
I
hear
gotta
about that either.
all right, I gotta remember to look that up because I'm gonna talk about that. I was gonna buy one of those one day probably,
Yeah.
but not really because I don't have the money. But I thought it would have been cool to check out. That would
Yeah.
have been amazing. All right,
Ryan
let's
H.,
see.
can you post a link to that in the chat so we can check that out
Yeah,
afterwards?
yeah. If you could, let me know. In the chat or in the comment section. Let's see. Scott, are you excited? Or oh, that's just for me. John Simmons, are you excited about Shaq's Big Chicken? What are you trying to say? Huh? What kind of question is that? Of course I'm excited about Shaq's Big Chicken. I love chicken. Not kind of. It depends where it's from, though. I don't know how good it's going to be. Maybe it's chicken and waffles. I might be down for it. All right, Scott, there's a question for Nib. Oh, no, he asked you that already.
I
Let's
already
see.
answered that.
All right, the Panama cruise for digital nomads went belly up, did it? Was called Ocean. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Ocean Builders. Okay, that's what it was. How did I forget that name? Oh, it's so
Yeah.
simple. Couldn't get insurance. Man, that sucks. Well, I could see problems coming from that, to be honest. But man, I need to make a video this week about that. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Man,
Hey, Justin.
please. I could have made the money in the stock market and bought a condo. What's up?
You officially broke a record. This is now officially the longest live stream you've ever done.
I know we've been going in. We've been going in. I'm
I just
surprised.
realized what time it was.
Yeah, so we're gonna give it like maybe 10, 15 more minutes, and then we'll go ahead
These
and get up
people
out of here.
deserve a long stream, though. They've
Yeah,
been
I
good.
appreciate you guys for sticking around. Why didn't anybody tell me? We just been talking along.
Yeah.
Let's see. I really hope this happens. Would love to go to Coco Cay twice on a cruise longer than 4 or 5 days. Okay. That'd be cool. I've never been to Coco Cay, so I think it'd be cool to check out. Let's see. I booked MSC for night fall of 2021, and it was only $100. Okay. Same ship, same port, same date. 1 year later, MSC once over $400. Cruise lines have jacked up rates in 2022. Yeah, it's happening. I'm telling you. It's like cruise line inflation or whatever. They got to get their money back,
It was
and
bound
that
to
means
happen.
it's bound to happen. You're gonna see it spot first. It's gonna be spotty here and there with select cruises and destinations, and then it's gonna go across the board for a little while until they get their money back. Now, who am I kidding? If it goes up, it's probably not coming back down. So until they need to maybe get some deals going on to attract people in. Let's see. Mr. Satoshi sold for scrap a week ago. Man, that's disappointing. Huh? I gotta look that up. Wow. Let's
Oh,
see.
God.
What's that?
No, just the last comment from C. Johnson. Take a look at that one.
Come on. Does Shaq Big Chicken have watermelon as a side? Look, actually, I don't like watermelon. I don't like watermelon. I like watermelon flavored things, but I actually don't like actual watermelon. It's disgusting.
I am not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah. When somebody said, hold on, where's the thing about sub to Chris Wong? He was making vlogs from a cruise ship before this virus. Yeah, we all know about Chris Wong. Oh, yeah, I've seen all his videos. It's interesting.
I think Chris would be someone who would be nice to have on the channel.
I know it would. Honestly, I'm a little jealous of him, to
Why?
be honest, because it's like from a business standpoint, and I don't want to make this sound like messed up, but he got the opportunity to really document what was going on board the ship.
He's in the
Like
right time
he,
with the wrong
he
place
got
at the right time.
yeah, exactly. It's both. It's like a catch-22. It wasn't the best place, and it wasn't. It was a good place to be if you wanted to catch history in the making, because this is gonna end up being the craziest, slightly exaggerated, cheesiest movie we'll ever see, and
Yeah.
it's all gonna debut at AMC, the biggest the biggest movie theater in the world. By the time all this is over.
Yeah, tomorrow I think is set up to be nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, the stock market is going to go crazy. I'm telling you, Scott. Look, don't say anything, but I think the aliens are coming tomorrow. They're going to shut all this down. The public can't possibly make all this money and walk away. The regular people.
You know, when you have now anal swabs for COVID, anything's possible.
I saw that. They've been probing us for years. It's happening. It's happening. I'm telling you, it's gonna get interesting. So let's see. Let's see. Considering the redundancy of cruise ships crew at the moment, and companies selling the ships, can newcomers even expect to get a job there in the near future? Considering they are last in line, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. The first people they're going to contact, if those people are even willing to come back, are the people that already had been working on the ship before the shutdown.
Okay. Now, as far as I know, when it comes to this, I know some people, they're not going back to the ships.
Oh no, no, no! Heck no.
They're done. This whole pandemic thing, it killed it for them.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to. They didn't want to sit and wait to go back to sea. Now, I do also know, as of right now, I don't think anybody's hiring.
No.
Because
Definitely
they've
not.
already got their crews that they're trying to send back out, right? Because they have what's known as rotations. You go out on rotations.
Yep.
So they got to get through all that stuff. So if you are new, if you did get in, like say you got in like last year, I went to a new company last year. What they told us is they were going to split it up between people who are like seasoned vets, which I also fall into because they did it with other cruise lines, and they're going to put newbies on there as well so that they can both learn. So, but that depends on the cruise line too, because I know some of them they're only putting veterans on it first.
Yeah,
And
I can see that.
the contracts, because of the rotations, the first contracts back could be either shorter or longer than usual, so they can get the rotations going.
Yep, I think that's something that I maybe need to make a separate video about because people don't understand the system that's
Yeah.
in place for the crew. When it's literally like a rotating door. One person finishes the contract, and that same day that that person leaves, the replacement comes in, maybe a day or two prior to that to get acclimated, and they move into the room. But that whole entire system, which was very intricate, has been disturbed. So the best thing that or the most likely thing the cruise lines are going to do is contact the people that are kind of used to the formula already, so they can get things back on track to where they were.
See, when I always went on, what I ran into is I would show up 2 weeks before whoever I was replacing left because I had to get trained on what
Cross training.
stuff.
Hmm.
So that's
Makes
how
sense.
that worked for me.
Well, let's say for my ship, when after midnight, there was no rooming available because they only had limited rooms for the entertainment. So we had to get there the day before or the day of. So whenever, like, we as soon as the ship got there, we'd fly into like let's say the escape was out of New York. So we'd fly there the day before she got there. So Saturday night and Sunday morning when we got there, we'd literally walk right past the cast that was there before us as we were going to the ship.
Yeah, I
And
think it's job specific when you get there. Like if you got a lot of training you got to do, then yeah.
Yeah, but again, that's one thing that I say all the time. I know it kind of gets repetitive, but I tell people as far as cruising just coming back, it's not going to be, as Arnold Donald said, flipping on a light switch. The training alone, and then there's going to be getting people acclimated to the new policies and the new health and safety protocols and all this stuff is going to take weeks. It's going to take weeks.
There's a
And I
good
don't think
solid of training.
What's that? Yeah, yeah. And it's like there's people that have training prior to even getting on the ship for their other job. Like the people that work in the spa, that work in Steiner, they usually have to go to they have to go to the UK, get all their training before they even go to the ship, and then they got to go to the other stuff. And that's during quarantining.
Yeah.
Or before and after quarantining.
Yeah.
So what was that? Jay, go on the Iona when you're next in the UK. They got a gin distillery. Oh, I'm talking about some gin. I love a good gin tonic. So I'm down for that. Let's see. I know I missed a couple. Oh, Amber's back. Amber, you're banned. You're banned. We don't need YCs here. I know about YCs. You don't understand. I know everything there is to know about that department. Guys, if you be careful who you leave your kids with on the ship. I'm telling you, those girls are nothing but trouble. Let's see. So I was
remember she's a fellow Canadian.
Yeah, okay, let's see.
That last question.
I guess we'll look at what she says. So I was told a crew member who was about to have a contract start. I will be the first to go when things are up and running. Oh, that's great. So it'll be those crew members first that had an upcoming contract. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. You guys think entertainment department is going to have problems with hiring? Cast and text. Oh yeah. Entertainment.
I'll let you go first.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. That's kind of geared toward both of us.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the thing about like entertainment, right? And Scott will explain on the tech end, right? Entertainment is again, it's just a revolving door, right? We don't. Let's say if we work for a cruise line, we don't work there full time. We're on a contract. We might have a 2-month contract, a 3-month contract, 9-month contract, 12-month contract. But at some point, the show's going to go on, meaning we're going to go do contracts to other places that may not be cruises. Could be a theme park, could be some other landlocked theater, who knows, right? But the issue is right now with the pandemic, entertainment for just about everywhere has been almost demolished. It's gone, which is destroying the infrastructure. Look at that. You got what is it? Cirque du Soleil. They're
Yeah.
going bankrupt, right? Broadway gone. And when all that happens, all of that starts happening, what's going to happen is there's no demand for dancers and singers and musicians. So it's not they're gonna stop, but they're gonna go look for alternative ways to make ends meet. So essentially, whenever cruising comes back, let's say it's they're gonna come back what 2 years later after all of this is said and done,
Yeah.
potentially, basically, or at least a year and a half, and say, hey, we need you for the show. But these people have already found steady jobs. They might have gotten married. They might be pregnant. Who knows? So I do think it will be somewhat hard to find quality talent starting out, especially at the price range. So who
Mhm.
knows? They might hire somebody like me to do head spins or something like that. I'd be all for it, to be honest. But it's definitely going to be a challenge pushing back and getting actual entertainment on the ship. I can almost guarantee it.
I'm going
They'll
to
do
be
it.
very shocked if they have like the big shows right off the bat. I think the show
I doubt it.
scaled back.
I doubt it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
What
saying.
about everything on the tech end?
Yeah, I think okay. The big part with the entertainment department, I think, is going to get hit the most is probably the stage crew. I think you're going to see less of them going on the ships because of the fact that because of COVID, because they want distancing and stuff, you're going to see performers responsible for their own microphones, for their own gear. That takes away from the job of the stage crews. So I think you're going to see the downsizing of stage crews for the first while until we get a handle on what's going on. I think you're going to see the shows get smaller. As far as entertainment, that just depends upon who wants to go back to work and who doesn't, basically. Because
Okay.
they need entertainment on the ships.
Yeah.
That's mandatory.
I told people that. They're like, oh, we don't need this, we don't need that. But I'm like, guys, I don't think people really understand what a cruise would be without any entertainment whatsoever,
Yeah,
without the band, without the shows.
it'll be
What are you gonna
boring.
do without the bingo? That all goes in the category of entertainment. Those songs, the karaoke you do, that all falls in entertainment. And the staff, the recreation staff, that all falls in entertainment.
Yeah.
So if they don't have any of that, you're pretty much just floating and eating food. Which honestly, I wouldn't mind. If I got some Oreo cheesecake, I'm good. All right, let's see. We got another question. When do you think cruising will be officially back and running? Not testing. Do you think the vaccine will be required? Sorry if I'm late. I'm already covered. No, it's okay. We're just not actually wrapping up. But so cruising, our assumption now with everything that's happening and the sending of the cruise back, we only got somewhat of a confirmation from NCL. But I could assume the other cruise lines are probably following suit as well and repatriating once again the crew members. If they're doing that, the earliest that we could see cruising potentially happening at this point is maybe around August, September, the end of the summer. At this point, I would be very, very surprised right now,
Yeah.
unfortunately, if we were to see anything different.
Which
I'd be
means
surprised.
you can kiss Alaska season goodbye
Oh
yet
yeah,
again.
Alaska is done once again. I wonder what that's going to mean for the economy over there. I got to do some research and see what
Yeah.
the
If that's the way it
economical.
goes, that is going to hurt Alaska so
Yeah,
badly.
I want to see what the economical impacts are going to be. Let's see. Do you
Heavy.
think? Yeah. And you also asked, do you think the vaccine will be required? At this point, I would be surprised if it wasn't. They're already talking about it. We got a first cruise line that, I mean, even though it's older people, we got one. NCL is already looking into it to see if it's actually legal. And if it is, I'm assuming they're looking toward doing it. They're going to vote yay. So,
I think they don't really have to if the airlines do, right?
yeah, well, they could try to flip it that way and save themselves, of course, some money too, because those tests
And
aren't
some of
going
the
to be cheap.
headache.
Those tests are not going to be cheap. I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. It just depends on how long the airlines are going to do it for, and they're going to say the validation of the test and this and that. And
Yeah.
then, but so here's going to be the issue though. If they put all the liability on the airlines, which they have no affiliation with, no partial, unless they do some type of agreement with each other,
Yeah.
right? If somebody gets it on board the ship and we got a whole other fiasco, it's going to be all on the cruise lines and it's going to look bad. They're going to say, well, why didn't you provide your own testing?
Well, they are providing their own testing. It's just I don't think that the cruise lines are going to wind up vaccinating everybody. They're going to expect you.
I mean, not testing. I mean, like vaccinations. Sorry, vaccinations.
Yeah.
Or if somebody has a side effect, who's going to be the blame? If somebody has a side effect on board the ship and they got the vaccine at the airport, who's to blame? Who's at fault? How does it all work out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I could see that being problematic. The cruise lines are going to be like, well, we'll handle it. But I mean, the vaccine distribution is going to be a problem in itself, which is, I say it all the time. It's going to be a monster because there's just so much conspiracy. There's so much speculation. There's fear. There's curiosity. Like me, I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but I'm a little freaked out about everything going on, to be honest with you. So I'm not going to rush to take the vaccine. You know, it's a little weird.
The RNA one, no. I trust the Johnson & Johnson shot myself the most because that's a regular vaccine and it's only one shot. I know.
Well, yeah. Oh, okay, look at you doing the research. I was just reading about that a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So, hey, I'm telling you guys, whenever this is all said and done, that stock is going to shoot up. All right, let's see. Do you think Odyssey would be selling in Europe this year? I wouldn't be surprised if any particular cruise line like that we didn't expect ends up sailing in Europe this year.
Isn't it starting back up? I think I read that somewhere.
What?
MSC was getting ready to start back up.
They already did. They started. The Grandiosa started sailing on the 24th. So what the
hell is going on with that cruise line where they can do everything and nobody else can?
I don't know. They got the whole Mediterranean on lock right now. Well, where are they sailing to? I forgot their destinations. But Italy had a situation going on, so that's why you have a problem with Costa and Aida.
Yeah.
So they had a problem over in Italy, and I'm not sure exactly where they're going over there. Let's see what will happen if somebody gets COVID on a cruise ship. We're right back into the rotation of 2020, where everybody's freaking out and causing pandemonium.
That depends, because if it's a crew member, they're covered. The company is going to cover it, so that's a bit different. But if it's a person like a regular passenger, that's when it gets dicey.
Mm-hmm.
I agree,
but
insurance.
But I think the worry will be if there's one, are there others? Because 9 times out of 10, there usually is.
Once you have one and it gets out, you're going to have mass panic.
Yeah.
And then it's going to get bad.
Yeah. So I think that's something that has to be taken into consideration.
Yeah.
But all right, yeah. So we're going to get ready to wrap it up. Let's see. We'll get to like a couple more questions, guys, and we're going to wrap it up. We've been here for forever, which I don't mind. I appreciate it. This is fun. This is nice. Let's see. Will the casino on the ship be open? Yeah, they got. You know how much money they make there?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. As soon as they get into open water, it is game on. I promise you it'll be open. They are not going to just close down
this distancing going.
Please. Those people are racking up. I remember on the Escape, they were telling me, man, they racked up over $1 million each cruise.
Yeah.
You got a lot of elderly retired people that got nothing but money to spend. So yeah.
This is the most I've seen Amber talk on a live stream.
I know. I don't trust her. She's a YC. I don't like that. We have to kick her out of the Facebook group. I didn't know she was a YC. I didn't know that. I know those types. And I'm sorry to categorize you, but 100% of the time they're all the same. Let's see. See, Johnson, Viking Cruises sailing in beginning of April 2021. All right, I'm going. I'm there. I'm out. I'm joking. No, I'm not. Guys, I'm going to Europe, okay? And if I can go cruise over there, I'm down for it. I'm already going to be there, so maybe I can work something out. I'm going to Europe. I don't know if I'm coming back. No, I'll come pick up my son and then leave. Let's see. Hey, what would you use? Oh, it's funny. Look, it says Justin/Scott, and my name actually is Justin Scott. That's my last name. So I'm like, who's calling me by my government name? It says Justin Scott. Can you please answer this question? All right. Please calm down. Cruising on the high seas. Could NCL and Royal Caribbean Private Island Could Royal Caribbean go? Oh, my bad. I missed it too. Could Royal Caribbean or NCL go, or NCL or Royal Caribbean Line Private Island is Royal Caribbean agree on it as an example? Like, could they go to each other's islands? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they do that, because you got to remember, Royal Caribbean and NCL have that partnership with the Healthy Sail program, which could be unlocking some type of agreement where they say, hey, look, if we work together and sail to each other's islands, we can give people a good package and a reason to actually book the cruise because they have at least two destinations that they can go to, being islands that have never been able to be seen on the same cruise ever before. They can
Yeah.
promote it that way. I can see that happening. I didn't think about that. I might have to make that into a video. Thanks for that.
Amber,
I'll
a
give you the
wine
credit, of course.
themed
I'm gonna take
youth
a
counselor.
screenshot of that.
Yeah.
Boom. All right, let's see. She flames the fan. Yeah.
She's a
Let's see.
Flame fan, the Calgary Flames.
Yeah. Do you think they'll have sports betting and cruising? Nah. I don't know.
You
There'd
think
be too
they'll
many
have what?
fights. Sports betting? Nah.
Actually,
Nah.
I'm gonna talk to you about something right now.
What's
Prince
that?
is doing that.
Really?
Yes.
No way.
They told us 2 weeks ago. It was either getting announced last week or I just blew
Mhm.
the hat on it and they announced it this week.
Oh, I'm gonna
They're
tell.
actually gonna do they're because of their medallion class,
Yeah.
you're gonna be able to do sports betting.
Really? I gotta look out for that article then. I
Yeah.
gotta make a note of that so I can talk about. I
If
can't
it
talk about.
hasn't come out already, it'll be out next week most likely.
Huh. I mean, I can. I mean, I could. Well, I gotta wait for the announcement. I can't just say anything about it. But that's. I wonder what else they're gonna do to potentially be able to bring some extra revenue on the ship. Though I should make a video on that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm
One
not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I look at the comments for potential ideas for videos because it's not that I run out, but I try to keep a never-ending book of content that I can make so that, of course, I can continue to give you guys, something that you may want to watch. I'm taking all these screenshots and everything. All right, let's see.
the one positive at this lockdown and the banning from cruising has happened is it's allowed these companies to start investing in tech so that
Mhm.
they have something more to offer to the passengers. So that aspect of it, that's a silver lining.
I guess it's not available for the crew, huh? Well, is the casino available for the crew? Nah,
No.
they wouldn't do that. I think that's a cool concept. I mean, people bet all the time, but I wonder. I wonder on that though. I mean, I don't think they could, but maybe would there be some fishy business? I mean, I'm not saying cruise lines do this, but when you're in the middle of the ocean with limited to no laws, except for what the captain can make, and he can change all that stuff, will there be any fishy business going on? Because that stuff happens on ships that people don't think about.
Yeah. I'm not going to speculate on that because I have no idea.
I mean, I don't have any. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm somebody who likes to like question things because I see what happens in the casino sometimes, and
Yeah.
like your odds of winning in a cruise ship casino is far less than you're not beating the house, guys. Remember that. Don't gamble. I'm telling you, you're not beating the house. You're not beating the house. You're not beating the house. I just know from personal experience. I'm sorry to say this, but it's like my dad had a gambling problem, and it took him forever to get over it. Now he just plays the lottery every day, forever, scratch off. So I'm like, dude, if you would have just invested in the stock market, you know, you would have been all right. You invested in Tesla, you would have ate extra money. Anyway, you enter the ship as a decent young man. You exit the ship as a degenerate gambler.
There's some truth to that.
There's a lot of truth. All right, guys. So we've been here forever. We're gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap it up. By the way, while you guys are heading out, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, we appreciate you guys so much. Scott, where are you? You're supposed to be looking like you enjoyed this thing, man.
I am. I just never
Oh,
saw. I'm
oh, okay.
waiting
Yeah, I just realized that.
man. It's
Yeah,
cold.
it's true. All right, guys, we appreciate you so much for watching and tuning in. We love you guys. Scott, you got anything you want to say?
Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. You're all awesome sauce.
Yeah, guys. All right. Thanks for watching the channel and our extremely random live stream. We'll probably do another one of these if you guys want us to,
It was
especially
fun.
with everything. Yeah, it was fun, especially with everything going on in the world. I think that all the news and stuff that comes out could potentially be related to cruising in some way or fashion, especially with these airlines. Guys, I'm pissed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm extremely angry, right? Because I gotta go now find a loophole just to go be with my girlfriend that I've been with for years. I'm sorry. That's a damn shame.
We're now
I,
going
I,
for an extra hour so we can rant about the airlines.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna rant about the airlines in a video tomorrow. I promise you I am. I'm gonna let them have it because I'm gonna try to combine some other stuff too. Because there's other stuff going on. I might combine this BS thing that's going on in Canada and Europe and the new mask mandate that they're going to be implementing on board, even after the vaccine probably. So I'm definitely gonna do it because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm pissed. This is crap. Um, Please let us know your other channel. So the other one's called Jay the Nomad. I gotta start linking them in my videos. Jay the Nomad is the other one, and what's the other? I forgot what I put the other YouTube as for creating videos. Look here, if you just go here, all the more incentive for you to add. Either send me an email, it'll be in the description box below, or you can join the Facebook group and send me a private message. I'll get back to you and I'll send you my other YouTube accounts. I haven't uploaded them in a while, but if you want them, I'm gonna start uploading them soon. So yeah, just hit me up with that. Okay. Let's see.
Hey,
When is the when is the next stock or when is the stock market live stream coming?
you just
Oh,
missed it.
yeah, we started out. We just didn't want to do it the entire time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun to connect with you guys. No, Amber, we don't connect with YCs. All right, I don't do that. I don't do that. The YCs do a little too much connecting around the shit. You see what I did there? Not saying you, but come on, am I wrong, Scott?
If she
I'm not
kicked
saying.
your ass, man, I didn't.
I'm just
Dude,
tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I know how the YCs operate. The
you're
YCs
right.
and the
You're right.
spa. I've seen it. I know about it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Anyway, guys, I will be uploading another video. I got a rant I gotta do tomorrow because this is bull crap what freaking Canada is doing. It's coming to the United States. I'm letting y'all know that right now. Don't anybody say I'm being Debbie Downer. I can't. I'm not gonna say I promise you, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna have stricter lockdowns here. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm leaving. I'm telling you that right now. I'm going to Europe. I'm gonna try to get over to France. It's happening this week. I'm getting out of here, and I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I'm out. I promise y'all. I'm going to go be with my girlfriend in Europe. Let this whole thing blow over. The U.S. is about to. Oh gosh.
Amber,
All right, guys. You'll see.
just one thing, Justin. Amber, a
What's up?
YC is a youth counselor.
Oh yeah. I guess I didn't make that clear. Look,
Yeah.
she knows she's guilty. You know she's guilty.
Plays
Look at
video
the
games
emoji.
more than anything, dude.
Look at the emoji. She knows. I know the YCs. I've not been proven wrong. They take care of the kids, and it's a stressful job. So when the day is done, they need to relieve stress any way they can, and it's not just drinks. So, but seriously, guys, I'm pissed off. I'm not gonna lie. I know we're having fun here, but you're gonna see tomorrow. I'm extremely pissed off on what's happening because it does not make sense. What's happening? We're doing all these airline restrictions now. It should have been common sense from the beginning. Common sense isn't common, my bad. But now they want to lock down and fine people and make them do all this crappy stuff. I don't understand. I'm giving y'all a taste. I just if the same test that they're basing all of this stuff on, as far as locking down, is what they're basing all of it on. Why don't they use those tests if they think they're so accurate to just let people get a test and go on a cruise, get a test, go to international places? That doesn't make sense. It's the dumbest thing I ever saw.
Hey, Jay,
But
take a sip of coffee. I'll get you
no.
some tidbits. Just
Dude, no. Oh, I love you too, Amber, by the way. I love you too. The UK is done for as well. Guys, I'm getting out of here. I promise you. And now I gotta go try to sneak into freaking France. That's it, just to go be with my girlfriend. That's a joke. That's a joke. Man, this stuff is so overlooked and it doesn't make any sense. I'm tired of it. If the aliens need to come in here and do what they need to do or whatever, this is crap. So yeah, guys, I'll save the rant for tomorrow. I'm sorry. We're gonna get out of here. I love you guys. Social distance, all that other stuff, whatever that means. And I'm not saying I don't. I gotta make it clear tomorrow, right? Like because everybody's gonna say, "Oh, what about the health and safety of everyone?" I get it. I get it. But there are bigger things that can happen because of everything that's happening right now, like depression and divorce and breakups. I don't want me and my girlfriend to break up because we can't see each other for 5 years. I'm not letting that happen. So I'm going to Europe this week. I promise you, I'm out. Let's see. That's what I said. Airlines should have been shut down a few weeks ago. No, they should have been shut down a year ago if they were going to do it for just 2 weeks. That's what they should have done. That's what they should have done. What crap does this make? Oh, now we're going to shut down. And you got this idiot prime minister over in Canada saying, "Oh, the airlines are doing their part." What sense does that make?
Yeah.
No, they want that bailout money when they need it. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you later, and just look out for my rant tomorrow. I'm gonna do a Don rant because he does them all the time. It's gonna be great. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy. Love you guys. Thanks for watching the live stream. Bye bye.
Later.